What's up guys, I'm Taylor with TK Disc Golf and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we've got our hands on an exciting one. This is the Turbulence from Streamline Discs. It's their latest release featuring a unique puddle top design. It's got the flight numbers 7 speed, 2 glide, 0 turn with 3.5 fade, making it an overstable beefcake for approach shots and off the tee. So without further ado, let's check out this unique disc. Now the Turbulence is intentionally designed to have this anti-dome setup, which is helping reduce the glide of the disc, making it fantastic for forehands and approach style throws where you really don't want it to go too far past the basket and just want it to come down quick with efficiency. There are other discs on the market that have an anti-dome, such as the Berg or the Streamline range, but this is the first fairway driver to be featuring this type of anti-dome, so pretty cool to see there. For me, it was still very comfortable to release this disc. It didn't come out wobbly or anything like that, and I didn't have any grip lock issues. Honestly, my releases felt very smooth, and even on forehands, I think if you're struggling with forehands and off-axis torque, this could be a good correction to that. But off the tee, backhands, hyzers, you're really going to enjoy this disc for getting up and down quick. Out to about 275 is about where I was throwing this one. Was at a different field today, and that basket's about 300 feet away according to Google Maps. But yeah, those hyzers, 275 hyzer spikes where I don't want to have to power on a pyro. I think this is where a lot of people are going to be switching to this, is because a pyro, the mid-range, you're really having to crank on it to get out to that distance, versus this, you can tone back to like 60-70% power and get all that same distance your mid can without having to blow your arm out. So yeah, hyzers, 275, flat shots, very straight for that first 60-70% of the flight before it has a late committed fade and just falls out of the sky. And ground play wasn't too severe. The grass was a little long here, but it really wasn't want to skip too much farther from where it landed, except for the one time I did hit the parking lot path, so that was kind of a cool shot. I think for backhands, the bread and butter shot though is going to be that anhyzer flex. This is where you're going to get the most distance and just a very predictable straight flight. It's going to hold that anhyzer and slowly pan out of it and then have a late dumping fade at the end, resulting in about 300 feet of power for me. I was landing these next to the basket no problem on those anhyzer lines. Another great shot for the Turbulence will be the forehands though. I can kind of forehand anything. I don't throw them a lot in my review videos, as you notice, but it actually hurts my elbow to throw too many of them. But for me, it was very comfortable to throw this on the type of shot I would throw a forehand pyro with and not have to throw so much power. Instead of blowing my arm out trying to get my pyro out to 250, I can throw this very comfortably, smooth and controlled, and it was getting the exact same distance as my pyros would. And honestly, on those flat releases, very straight, hook up to the right, no problem. And then if you give it a little bit of flex, you can get some really cool, touchy approach shots. And man, I actually hit the basket on hole 8 at Mason, so that was pretty neat as well. Now the resistor that I've had in my bag is super beat up. It's been in my bag since 2013, so it's a lot of damage to it. It's probably like a 5 out of 10 and has a little bit of beat-in glide, I would say. And this Turbulence flew a lot like a beat-in resistor. I brought some brand new fresh Eclipse resistors out just to see, and man, those things were overstable beefcakes, and I honestly thought that the Eclipse resistors were flying way more overstable than this Turbulence was. Now don't get me wrong, this thing's still overstable, but you're comparing two overstable discs together, and I will say I felt like the Eclipse resistor had less glide and was falling out of the sky more. But to me, the Turbulence is actually usable overstable versus the resistor and Eclipse plastic, brand new. That thing was like unusable beat for my arm speed. I much prefer the stuff that's like straight to overstable versus just absolutely wants to die out of your hand. This one will do that if you have low arm speed, but for my arm power, I was actually able to get it to fly straight for a bit before dumping. Now, for those of you that are still on the fence with the Turbulence and not quite sure what this anti-dome is going to do for you, I highly suggest you pick one up at your local retailer and feel what it feels like before purchasing. The retail price on them is not that bad. I think it's like 13 bucks for the stock run. So if you're on the fence and just want to take the gamble, it's really not that big of an investment to try. I will recommend this disc to anybody that is looking for an overstable approach forehand disc or backhand that isn't quite comfortable throwing super overstable mids. They don't quite get the distance that you're looking, or if you love throwing overstable mids and just need a tick more distance, or want to be able to dial back your arm and not blow your arm out. That's kind of the shot I'm looking for, is where I've got an overstable approach and it's like 250 to 275. I would gladly throw this 50 to 60% power versus throwing a mid. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for this quick review video of the Streamline Turbulence. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see me throw this for a 9-hole challenge, drop a comment down below and let me know if you want to see that. I'm tempted to do another video with this one because it is pretty fun to throw. If you want to see more videos with MVP content, I'm on Team MVP, and that's all we post. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next video.